Worth County, Georgia, a place of simple living, nice people, and mom and pop stores trying to make ends meet. Some might say it's even reminiscent of Mayberry, but with a much more active law enforcement presence. Now, data would show that more people are fined per capita in Warwick and Poland for traffic citations than in most other cities in the state. Some call the areas speed traps, but is that an accurate term? Here is WALB investigator Jamie Worsley with what's driving Worth.
It's easy to do. Speed on your way to work, not wear your seatbelt, or drive with that tail light that you've been meaning to get fixed. But if you're not careful, you could end up at a misdemeanor probation office just like this one.
It's hard to kind of like make the money at a certain time. You're like stressed about trying to make it. You already have bills going on at home.
And they're told when they get to court that their fine's going to be $300 or $400 or $500 or $1,000. Then they'll say, well, I can't pay it all right now. Well, the solution to that is more often than not that the person gets put on probation.
Probation can cost up to $50 a month in Georgia.
So it all adds up.
In 2022, Poland's police department generated about $500 in funds for each resident if you calculate per capita. In Warwick, it was nearly $1,000 per resident. Now that's compared to the state average of just over $100 per Georgia resident, according to the AJC.
We've got several state routes to go through here. I don't think they could go per capita. We have people from all over the state of Georgia and from out of the state traveling through here every day.
According to Open Records, both departments generated more in income than they cost in 2022.
That is a public function of government that most people don't expect them to recoup all of the costs.
So the question we get from viewers is, are Warwick and Poland speed traps?
If the fine revenue from speeding tickets is more than 35% of the police department's budget, then there's a presumption that they're misusing the radar and laser.
Neither town would provide us with documents showing the amount of money generated from speeding tickets alone because they don't have to under the law. So I couldn't determine if they meet that 35% threshold. So I asked them point blank. Poland police declined to comment. Warwick's police chief sent me this statement. Quote, "The short answer will be no, and that there are laws that are established to prevent this. Most of these can be found in the OCGA Title 40, Chapter 14. To date, the Warwick Police Department has never been suspended for any of these violations, nor its officers."
We're no different here than anywhere else. Tifton, Albany. Traffic law is traffic law, and people a lot of times are just going to drive and not pay attention, or drive and not pay attention to the speed limit.
Now, the state would not launch an investigation into either city department unless a formal complaint is filed through the Commissioner of Public Safety's office.
You may remember that a former Warwick police chief was fired in 2014 on allegations of establishing a traffic ticket quota for officers and for stacking